Hey guys, I'm going to show you a quick little tip on how we these two fittings and a short piece of PVC into a rod holder that will fit into any cup holder of your kayak, and it's very nice and sturdy. So follow along with me and we'll put this thing together. Okay, so to do this, we're going to need two fittings, 3-inch to 1.5-inch reducer, Y fitting, a short section of 1.5-inch PVC. Okay, so for this next part, the first piece we're going to take is the reducer, and I have just a scrap piece of 1.5-inch, a heat gun. So what we're going to do is we're going to heat up the edge of this reducer. And we're going to put this scrap piece on. We're going to heat up the edge of this reducer, and then we're going to go take it to the kayak and squeeze this into the cup holder. Now the key to heating up PVC is as you're doing it, you want to make sure you continually keep moving your heat source. Otherwise, you'll just burn up your PVC and with a burn spot. Okay, so now we're going to take the hot PVC, and we're going to force it into this slot here. And now it's going to mold to this cup holder. So after we have this molded in here, now we're going to take it and put it under some water so it sets where it is. Tight fit. Next, we're going to cut a small section of this PVC, just enough to insert into this and connect our Y fitting. Okay, so now that we have our little piece of PVC cut, we're going to fit this into the base, and then that will allow us to fit this. And then we're going to glue this up with PVC cement. So we're just going to take our PVC cement, we're just going to put a little bit on the fittings. We'll put our first piece on. Press down on it and hold it for about 30 seconds. Next, we're going to take our Y adapter and we're going to do the same. A little bit PVC cement. And this one, when you do it, you want to make sure you adjust this as soon as you glue it to the direction you're going to want it on your boat. Okay, so you can see as the glue was beginning to set, I adjusted this on the kayak so that it was facing outward and just slightly forward. For this final part, we could just leave it as is. However, one issue you'd probably run into when this is mounted on your kayak, as soon as you put a rod in there, the butt of the rod would stick out and bump into your legs as you're trying to paddle. So one thing we can do to prevent that is add the rest of this short piece of PVC. We can glue that to the front of the rod holder. It will prevent the rod from sitting too far down. We don't need this full section of PVC, so what we're gonna do is we're going to measure the length of our longest rod butt, account for this Y, and just add whatever section of PVC so that the rod will sit just about flush like this. So I've gone ahead and cut my PVC section down, and that will allow, once I glue it to the front of this, that any of my rods, even my rod with the longest rod butt, won't stick out past the base of the Y adapter and hit me in the legs. So we're gonna go ahead and glue this up now. So we've got this glued in. It's nice and solid. We could just paint this up and leave it as is, but one last thing we can do is we can put a nice flare on the lip of that. And the way we're going to do that is just simply we're going to take the heat gun, heat the edge a little bit, and then just use this beer bottle here, and when we stick it in, it'll form a nice flare at the end of our tube. So we're going to do that now. And there we go. So here we have our finished product. Obviously we've got to sand it down a little bit and then paint it to make it look like the other one. But with a few parts from your local hardware store for less than $9, you can make a outrigger for your kayak, and which will provide easy access for your rods for not a lot of time.